looking quite dead right now in the morning. Approximately 6:49. We don't go to work until about 10 something, so we got some time. I know throughout life we may feel like shit is impossible. That's what everybody aspect or perspective is on a crazy world like this. It's just like, it's harder to get things done. It's harder to find jobs. It's harder to find love. It's hard to really just, be yourself in a world like this. And I'm here to tell y'all, boys and girls, that you can overcome it. And it's possible. I ain't gonna lie, like, in a world like this, I used to think overcoming heartbreaks and shit was impossible myself. I used to even think finding love was impossible until I actually went through it. I actually was with a person that made an impact on me, and she was pretty much the only person. Now, yeah, we may feel like these 6-month relationships, 3-month relationships, we may feel like it's really something, like we're really dealing with some shit. Whole time, bro, it's really way more to this shit. And I'm gonna tell y'all that, we put so much time and effort into people, man, in loving them and trying to be there and making sure that we steer them right. But what happens when you go left? Then what? Y'all ever think that way? I'm gonna keep it a being with y'all. Maybe throughout my whole life of living, it's probably only been 2 females that's made major impacts on my life that I really felt like, I had love for, and one of them was my high school love, and, she helped me through a lot of shit, and even though she put me through a lot of shit too, it's what made me who I am today, and it just taught me what I don't need to go through again. I always learn something from everybody, every female, every friend, no matter what it is, I'll always tend to learn something from somebody. Because people tell you in a world like this how a lot of shit is impossible. It's a lot of shit that you can't overcome. It's a lot of shit you can't do. I'm gonna tell y'all, bro, that it seems impossible until it's possible. Until it actually happens and it's done, then that's when they start to believe it. That's when they start to actually see what you were talking about all along. So when it comes to this love shit, man, I'm going to keep it real with y'all in the simple way as possible, man. I'm a lover nigga, alright? And when it comes to dealing with females, bro, I used to be that type of person to just really, like, give my all, put my all into them. I would put more time and, feeling into these females and women out here, and I would never really see that I was actually unhappy. I was happy, but I realized it was temporarily. And we realized that we don't understand that feelings are temporary. You feel me? Y'all know how one minute you're mad and then the next minute you're sad, or then you're happy, It's a whole bunch of things that we don't realize that we have to factor in. And I feel like that's why we really go through so much with people, as people, and we don't never realize how much strain that we're putting on ourselves and shit. Now, I got a few pictures and shit, man, from my past life, of course.
Nice.
What seems impossible to overcome, bro, and get over, it's not impossible, man. You can't let that dude or you can't let that female hold you back from accomplishing something 3 months from now. Feel what I'm saying? First off, I'm gonna just give y'all a brief description on what I went through pretty much, man. It was good sometimes, man, but then overall when it got to points in time where I had to be there for her and shit and she didn't have nobody, I was Superman. And that was my biggest problem. I was always Superman for these females, bro, and I never realized that I was losing so much of my time, bro, and it's time that I couldn't get back. And then I got to a point where eventually once she left me for dust,
What?
I just had to figure it out. Her last words strictly was, go establish your own life. Now I'm here, living my dream life, and I'm still working my way up towards better things every single day. But, that's why I say I will never feel the same about her again. I will never even think about going backwards because it would be stupid. I mean, this is where you have to tell yourself, didn't you go through that last time? Why would you go through it again? Once you instill that in your mind, already starting to believe that it's possible. You see? What I mean when I say I was genuinely happy, and this girl really like, she took that happiness away from me. She took that spark inside of me, bro, where I genuinely actually felt like shit was gonna work out. I felt like everything was gonna happen correctly if she didn't take that college lifestyle. But genuinely, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and some things happen for a season. At the end of the day, you know, I take words certain ways, and over time I've trained my feelings to, you know, be able to overcome what people say, which means, you know, not taking things so effectively, but just, you know, going about my life. But then I realized, bro, like, nigga, this is your life, bro. Nigga, so many people that just leave people like that, and I wonder to myself, how is it so easy? Always wondered that way. I was that guy that, okay, yeah, you know, I never was first to, you know, do anything type shit, or like make it seem like, oh yeah, I'm just with a female for sex and this and that. Straight up raw and cut for y'all.
What are you talking about, man?
And that's not what I was really desiring. I was desiring a female that had goals, dreams, had their head on right. The whole time this female came with problems that was unnoticed, you know, and I feel like she was with me for the moment, you know, just to feel that love that she never got from her dad. You know, her dad was a bum. He was a deadbeat. Not really a deadbeat, well, yeah, sort of. You know, I guess that's what they call it when you don't take care of your kids. Now they grow up in an environment where they gotta fend for themselves. So I kind of feel like that's kind of partially the reason she was around. I never realized it. I just realized that I was really just curing her. I was healing her the whole time. And that's typically what I always do. Anybody I'm with, they come with problems. I'm always the Mr. Healer guy. I was genuinely, you know, happy, bro. I was always being me, goofy, clowning around. And people always think I'm a bad guy, bro. And I tell them, like, nah, just don't bring that bad side out of me. Now, y'all may be like, man, why is he showing her, putting her on blast? Because I strictly don't care, bro, anymore. Like, this is my life now, bro. If y'all don't know, I'm a content creator, bro. And I'm on this channel strictly to tell my stories, to tell y'all things that y'all can overcome, to give y'all advice and knowledge, the motivation. You know, everything strictly about me, man. I'm here to tell y'all, bro, that no matter what you're going through, bro, or what you think you can't get through, you can. Don't let people tell you what's impossible, because if you can get through it, I know damn well for sure they can, because they're human just like you. And although you may have different problems or situations, you gotta think outside the box on this shit for real. But you know, I genuinely had love for old girl, bro, until she did that whole shit, changed my whole perspective. Not even just that though, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was fucking with a nigga, real talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of this shit was fake. You know what I'm saying? So, if people ask me why I don't, you know, have, you know, too much faith anymore in women and shit, it's not strictly because I don't believe that good can come. It's just I'm tired of going through the same things and people telling me the same things. I want to see it. Fuck telling me, I want to see it. They're going through all of this shit, and all of this shit seeming impossible to go overcome. I was able to do it. All the shit that they tell you that you can't overcome in relationships. I know people that literally kill themselves over people, bro. Yo, I've never been that type. And when I got to that point of depression, bro, with this girl, and I didn't have my weed, I didn't have none of that at that point, I was really going through it, and nobody knew but my moms. My brothers and them, they knew I was dealing with shit though. My dad, they seen it. But you know, I genuinely seen something. I seen the good side that they didn't see, and I kind of partially feel like when she showed that bad side, it just brought out everything, you feel me? Not to mention to y'all boys though, man, loving hard, it's not easy to just overcome like that. But I'm not telling y'all that this shit is impossible though, because anything in the world is possible, bro, as long as you see it through, you feel me? But like when I tell y'all, man, this is just literal proof that I literally used to put my all in the girls and shit. And you know, this was my last relationship, bro, and I told myself after this, it's raps, you feel me? Like, every female, I always show up for them, you know? They would call nights and shit, I'm on the way. Even if I had to walk, I was walking miles.
What?
But that's a story time for a different day. My whole life has changed since, man. And I'm just here to tell y'all, bro, like, before we wrap this video up, man, don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. Don't let nobody tell you that it's impossible, because you are the only one that know if something is possible or not. But you won't know unless you go through it. And that's where people fail at. They don't want to go through it. So just understand, man, that where my motivation stems from partially, and why I am the way that I am, personality-wise. And I just want to let y'all know, man, that shit, if I could do it, you can too.